guys and dolls. So it's weekend's over, and it's fair to say everything's getting back to normal. You know, the holidays are over. The snow's still here. How deep you can see it is. So even up still. So hard going on the legs, but good workout. This is my leg day, you know. So hope you're all good. Thank you so much, everybody. A few thanks you say. So thank you so much, first of all, for everybody who has bought me a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, from me and Katie and Lucky and Johnny. Genuine heartfelt thank you. Like I said, £95, which is absolutely amazing, and that will go towards the horse, and it will help so much. Whoa, I'm sinking in here, like it's like a wee drift here, so it is. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it'll help. With, you know, it's just, I think, I'm not going to throw any figures out, but I think it's over £500. We had to fork out because of my videos. You know, I'm not going to mess about and not at the end of the day, you stand by your words, guys, right? This is towards these people, you know. When you say something and do something, you've got to stand by it, and you can't disrespect somebody and abuse somebody and call somebody a racist and then get all humpity dumpity because they're talking about it. You know, it's my right to talk about how I feel when somebody calls me a racist. It's my right to talk about how it's affected me as a person, knowing that my partner, ready to drop, has to deal with something like that in this day and age. Totally uncalled for. Bullying, as far as I'm concerned, bullying somebody that's younger, who they thought hasn't got the experience because she's young. At the end of the day, she's been doing this game since she was really, really young, since she was like 12, 13, maybe younger, and like non-stop. I mean, that was her life. She would get up in the morning and go and spend all day at a stables for nothing, for free, helping people. And yes, people did take advantage, you know. Of course they did, you know, took full advantage, and she knew that. This is what sets her right from the rest. She knew exactly what was happening, but she knew that the experience she was getting was invaluable. And, you know, that's called, to me, that's very clever, very, very clever. And I don't know what it is with people, guys, that feel the need to go through life and pick on other people because they're in a place of power, because they can, I don't want you in my stables anymore, you know. I don't know what drives these people, narcissists, egotists, egos, I don't know, but it's happened. They said it, they've done it, and it ain't going away, that's for sure. So yeah, obviously we've got to move the horse now, guys. That's going to be an expense, you know what I mean? And it's not fair. We're just working class folk. We don't have money. We're not rich. I know some of you might think, oh, she's got a horse. Like I say, guys, you know, you can do it. I can run 3 horses for the price that what you're running, what guys are running their cars at. Honestly, I promise you, like, it's not that bad. You know, if you're prepared to do a wee bit, you're talking about 250, 300 a month to keep your horse in our stables, you know, and maybe another expensive, maybe another 100 on top of that, you know, for feed and stuff like that, if that's not included, like the hay, haylage. And you know, when you don't have any other vices, when you don't drink and you don't take drugs, why not? She's got a wee motorbike, you know, and doesn't cost much to run, you know. So yeah, you don't have to be a snob. to do what snobs do. You just have to be a very clever working class person. You know, and like I say, I was involved with horses when I was young. I couldn't hack it. They're a different breed. Different breed, these people. You know, they look down their noses at people like us, and that's probably what it is. She hates the fact that Katie comes from a working class area. You know, I'll never get my head around why people behave like this. I'm just brainstorming with you guys. And I didn't even intend to talk about this. I just want to say thank you. But when you're passionate and emotional about stuff, it comes out. And like I say, I always talk about what's in my head, guys. I don't script it, I don't write it, I don't edit it. It's just what's in my head right at this moment. You know? Bailey's bullying Tulip, right? Because Tulip can't run as fast in the thick snow, and Bailey knows it. Are you bullying Tulip? Get her, Tulip! Tulip, get her! I'll get you. I'll get you. Stop eating snow. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. And just so you know what it's about, you know. Just to give you background, you've got to understand when I'm asking for money, you got to understand how that makes me feel, you know. And the reason why I don't monetize, because of the topics I talk about, you know that. But this is different, you know. This is an attack on me and my family, you know. No two ways about it. I have never done nothing bad, racist ways, you know. I've never been like that. I've always had friends, black friends, Muslim friends. You know, Katie's the same. Me and Katie wouldn't be together if either one of us were racist guys, you know. But it is what it is. Your thank you is for last night's live. It was just brilliant. I enjoyed it, you know. It was a good laugh, you know what I mean. I'm missing Lucy. I'm hoping you're on this, Lucy, you know. I haven't heard from you for a while. And worry a wee bit, you know. Your presence is missed, you know. And yeah. But you know, it's difficult, guys. It's really difficult when you do this kind of thing. You know, it really is. What is that? Oh, what have we got here? It looks like a woodcut. It's the tree. See the tree, guys? Come here, Billy. Get away. Tulip, move. Move, Billy. Wow. Move. So that's coming from that, guys. Tulip, away from that. Move. I don't know what that is, but that tree is struggling right now, by the looks of it. And it doesn't look like it's going to be up there for long, if I'm honest. Come here, guys. Billy, come here. Come here. Tulip, this way. I don't know what it is, guys. It's a resin of some sort of resin. But doesn't look good, does it? Sap, they call it. They call it sap. But I know there's all different types of sap. Could be some sort of really expensive thing. I'll just walk by. Just walk by £1 million worth of very hard to get sap. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power, eh? But no, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for... Yesterday was hectic. You know, getting blackmailed by that. Honestly, you can't make it up, guys. You know, our heating cut out completely. You know, prepayment card wouldn't work. Wouldn't take the money. Nothing. And it was getting colder and colder. Oh, look, guys. Wow. Did you see that? What a beautiful hawk. I'm not sure if... Wow, it's the closest I've ever been. Now, I'll be honest with you, right, there's been a couple of times, and I have to say, like, this is the second time recently. I'm having this thing with birds. Honestly, they will not stay away from me. And so I'm walking across this field one time, right, and I can see a bird on a wire, right, and I'm like, must be a crow, you know, because it's just like, it's not that, when you're standing below it, you know, it's an hour, maybe 3-4 year height. It's not really that far. I got closer. It's a hawk. It's just sitting. I'm standing right underneath it, looking up. I've never, if you know your birds, you know about, like my brother Colin, he'll tell you, they won't hang about. As soon as they see you, they're gone. And look how close that one just flew by me. See, and I could almost have grabbed it. Crazy. It's a sign from God. They're angels, feathers. Remember that, guys. Keep saying that. You come back as birds. I'm telling you, guys. But yeah. What was I talking about? Just talking about last night's live, wasn't I? Yeah, just so thank you so much, guys. And yeah, it's been a really good, pleasant few days. It started off, the new year started off politically and actively. As an activist, it was, no way, man. It was really, when I seen Farage, and it just like it was a prolonged attack. It came from Reform, every direction, and it was the worst kind of attack you can imagine. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about it. Like we're saying, a man's in prison because he's wanting to make money, you know. And I want to say this thing once more, guys. Whenever Tommy Robinson was put into that cell with them Muslim men, that moment, I was talking to my mother-in-law about it because we were talking about trauma, you know. And come on, guys, let me go for a walk in the middle of the field. Come on, troops. That moment when that door got shut behind him and he realised he was about to fight for his life, please believe me, see that moment in his life, that is trauma. That will haunt him for a long time. And even though he mightn't know it just yet, it will come back. It's there. It's happened. You know, he's only human. We were talking about it this morning, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say too much, right? Because it's personal, you know. But I was telling my mother-in-law, like, oh, he's doing. Come on, you two. What are you sniffing at? Must be something under here. Right, come on, let's go. She can't run. Come on, Chip. Oh, God love her, guys. Come on, Chip. Oh, God love her. Come here, my baby. Come here, Billy. Sorry, guys. Oh, God love her. Yes, the trauma, guys. So basically, I've been in that situation a few times. And as I said to my mother-in-law, a few of them have been alright. Yeah, I've had God on my side, even though at that moment, the amount of damage that was done, it's hard to believe it came from God. But I don't like saying lucky, but I've been very fortunate. But I know what that initial feeling's like when you think you're about to fight for your life, genuinely fight for your life. And I told you about the time when I was in the cell. There's one. And all the Muslims were shouting out the window, when we get out, we're going to do this. When we get out of this, when this cell gets open, you're getting it, Paddy. They were all I can remember it. I can hear the echoes. It was an L-shaped wing. Swinfen Hall, guys, if any of you have been there, it's an L-shaped wing, right? So the windows are sort of facing each other. If you imagine an L shape, you know. So the windows were facing, sort of you could see, apart from the ones in the corner, but you could see the ones going out the way. And I had it from coming out the door. I had it from East London. All wanting to do terrible things to me. And I know for a fact that the screws were listening. And I know for a fact, because of the way I was, and the way I was towards Scrooge, they were quite happy seeing me, whatever happens. You know, and that's the way it was in prison. This is what you got to understand. When you go up against the Scrooge, you lift your hand to a Scrooge, you don't let a Scrooge disrespect you. They'll never protect you. You'll never get protection from the Scrooge. I've had guys, I know for a fact, letting Scrooge know that they were going to do me. So the Scrooge get off, you know. Back in the day, like in England mostly, you know, England was quite brutal. But never in Belfast, totally different. I'll do a full video about Northern Ireland because That's an eye opener. And but yeah, mostly England guys. But these moments in life are, so finish the story. Anyway, all the English guys came and protected me. That's what happened. You know, I was only 18, 19 at the time. In a long-term YOs in England, doing 6 year. And I was okay. It was okay. It didn't end there, but that's from my book, you know. What I'm saying is, guys, them moments in my life are traumatic. They never go away, and it's called complex PTSD. And like I say, everybody's different because everybody would have dealt with that situation differently. Now, if I had been a complete psychopath, which I wasn't, I would have probably been bouncing myself. Yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? Not oblivious to the danger I was in, because that's how psychopaths are. But I wasn't a psychopath. I had mental health problems, but I definitely wasn't a psychopath. I had fear. All the way through my life, I've had fear. I'm an expert on fear. Believe you me. You know? Just because I've been fighting and been in fights and fight screws and had loads of stuff happen to me. There's that big bird again. You can know, but you'll see it like. It doesn't mean I'm not a hard man, guys. You know? I'm a normal guy. I'm a normal guy that was put into situations because of my upbringing. You know, I had to learn, I had to become a bad person, I had to become this image of a lunatic, but I wasn't. Everybody thought I was, but I wasn't. That was how I survived. It was all an act. You know, it was all an act. But the difference was because of one thing in my life, my mother sending me out with a stick after I came in crying when I got beat by a wee boy. She sent me back out with a stick. That one lesson in life has saved me over and over and over and over again. Because what I can't do with them, I'll do with anything I can get my hands on. I will have anybody a fair fight. This is the thing. I've got no problem having anybody a fair square go. But if you're coming at me with numbers, I'm doing what I need to do. And I was very fortunate that way, that I had the savvy to do certain things. And obviously it comes across as you're a complete and utter nut job, complete and utter psychopath. And that's how I went through my life. That's how I was perceived in prison as a young prisoner. And I was the opposite. Inside it was killing me. Inside I was terrified. Inside I did not belong where I was. That wasn't the man I was. That wasn't the lad my mum brought me up to be. This was what I had been thrown into. The only people that were there for me were criminals and terrorists when I needed older people. You know, and that's the God's honest truth. I've learnt more from dangerous men, bad men. Guys that have put multiple bodies in the ground. I've had more advice and guidance from them than anybody else in the world. And that's no word of lie. That's just the way I've lived. It's been my life, you know. I had nobody to control me from 8 years old, so I was on the streets. I was constantly in and out. Nobody could hold me. Children's homes couldn't lock you in. You know, Rathgill tried to lock me in, and I would climb out windows. I would hit alarms so everybody would run out because they'd have an evacuation point, and I'd just keep running. You know, so many different ways I got out of these institutes, but it was non-stop. I'd probably be caught and be in a day and gone again. And every time I went, I was away for months. You understand? I got this stage when the police stopped even looking for me, and that's the truth. I got this stage where they just were like, because what could they do? Everybody was protecting me. Everybody in my area protected me, hid me, fed me, you know. And that's where everything went wrong, you know. Yeah, it's all down to me. I should have stayed in the children's home, but you know what was happening to me in the children's home. What the fuck would I want to stay there for? Look, see, they put me in a room. When I was starting school with the guy that was leaving school, we spent every week an hour for the night, abusing me, trying to abuse me, trying to grooming me. It was an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. But you know about that. I'm not going to go into it. Yeah, it was hard work. But the point I'm trying to make is trauma. Tommy has already got that trauma from when they've already done this to him. And what's the first thing they do? They put him back in the jail where they nearly killed him. And it's okay. That's what I'm trying to get across, guys. It's okay just saying that. Yeah, he was put in a cell before Muslims and they beat him up. Or, yeah, when Tommy was in Belmarsh, he got done. Or, you know, that's not enough. You've got to break it down. You've got to really see what that's like for a human being. You've got to try and imagine you standing in that cell when that door gets shut, right? And there's 4 men that you know are going to attack you straight away. As soon as they see you, recognise you, they're doing you, and you're on your own. Jeez, oh, never mind the beating. I'm not talking about the beating he took. You know, that's friggin' bad enough. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that initial. What that initial thing done to that man's head. And they put him back in there to trigger that. Because they know this. They have experts. They have people, think tanks. And you may think I'm exaggerating. I know how they work. I know this. This is facts, guys. They have think tanks that sit around with psychologists and sociologists and think the best way to break a man. Jeez, oh, they're not going to leave any stone unturned to try and end Tommy Robinson's reign in this country because they know how big he's going to become. And they cannot have that. And personally, me, I would want Tommy to get as far away from here as possible, like somewhere in America, and protect himself and do as much activism from there until we get this place sorted out where it's safer for him to come back. And that's the only way I can see of us having a future in this country with Tommy Robinson leading the way, because he's a natural born leader. And they know that. And I know all you guys out there, Tommy doesn't want to do it, thingy. Trust me. I know Tommy Robinson, not personally, but I know him because I followed him. And I know that if there's nobody there doing the right job for us, or the politicians are destroying this country, and Tommy has a chance of taking over, you know what he's going to say? He's going to say, nah, I'm just going to let them guys keep on destroying our country. Of course, he's going to go into politics. You know, that's the man he is. He's here to protect us. He's here to protect our children. I think he's doing all this for nothing, you know. Guys, honestly, I know I'm going on about Tommy again. I'm not going to put a headline up like that or nothing. It's between me and you guys, you know. I'm not looking for views or nothing. It's just because it's there. It's in my head, you know. I'm struggling to get my head around the fact that Farad says Tommy goes to prison to make money, when I know what Tommy's been through in prison and how hard it is. It's just a really sad thing that this man is a leader of a political party, and most of the country from the right side of politics believe he's the man to lead us. And it's so sad. Right, guys, do you want to come in? You can't hear me. Right, Tulip, come here. Come here, Tulip. Tulip. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Tulip, come on, we're going this way. Tulip, come on. Come on, girl. Nice view though, guys. I'm just going to let that woman with her dogs get away down there so I can come out after her. You go to the shop and stuff like that. Oh, the baby slept all night last night, guys. Seriously, the baby slept all night. I'm so made up. I'm so happy for Katie. Katie woke up and started panicking. You know, he's like, "Oh, you would, wouldn't you?" You know what I mean? Why is my baby not awake? Oh, you know, she's old. But no, everything's good. Everything's good. Oh, you know what? This here. See that bird? See that bird that flew past us? That's his footprints. That's the footprints of that bird. So it is. It was hunting. I seen it lifting off. because they must see animals really clearly in the snow. You know, they went up in them trees. Look there. But yeah, no, that's I'm so frustrated about everything. I left a couple of comments on Dan O'Bain's channel because he's pushing an narrative about Farage, you know, and I can't get my head around it. I like him. I like him. Like I say, I've directed used to his channel, and he keeps banging on about Farage, you know, and Farage is playing the long game. And I'm like, are you not watching what Farage is saying? Is nobody paying any attention to what he's actually saying? You know, you've got to, and he's not even saying it out loud, or he's saying it quietly in interviews, and people just aren't picking it up. I've done a video about it. I'm not going to go on and on about it, guys. It's just really heartbreaking. You know, it's heartbreaking that our nation's being fooled, you know. And everybody says, well, what's the answer? I know they're splitting the vote. I'm sick of hearing that as well. You know, Nigel Farage is splitting the vote. Nobody else. Nobody else is splitting the vote apart from Nigel Farage and the traders at the top of Reform. You know, it's all because of the coin. They want the big bucks. They want to rule the country, and they can't stand it. They know Tommy Robinson is coming, and it's killing them. And they're doing everything to go, Tommy Robinson's bad. Don't look at Tommy Robinson. Don't look. He's bad. Because Tommy's coming, and that's why they're getting on like that. They know they can feel it. In America, they can feel what's coming, guys. And this is another thing I haven't said that I want to get out. Within the next few months, Reform are going to do a U-turn. And the sad thing is, most likely, a lot of us will fall for it. And it's just going to concrete it for me that they're just low lives from as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're going to say something, stand by it. You know, you don't come out and say, oh, this, that, and all that, and the other. And then when everybody raises up and goes, oh, we don't agree with that. Oh, then 2 months later, you know what? Tommy's not a bad lad, you know. You know what I mean? Because they want the power so much. That's what they're going to do. Trust me. And I'd be very disappointed, very, very disappointed if our side go along with that unless Tommy's in there. But Tommy won't be in there, you see. Because if Tommy was in there, Tommy would be Prime Minister. And they know that. And, you know, I've said a lot of things in my videos, guys, right? You know, it's easy to say stuff. It's just my opinion. You know, I got a get out clause. Most of us do. We're allowed opinions. You don't have to be bang on with opinions unless you're saying this is fact. My opinions. And I've never been so sure about one of my opinions so much in all my life. If Tommy Robinson can stay alive, Tommy Robinson, if he wants, will be Prime Minister of this country very, very soon. And once the British people, are allowed to know the truth about Mr. Robinson, nobody's going to stop him. Because the British people are going to be so outraged that they've been lied to for so many years about one of their own young men from Luton. They're going to go out of their way to make sure Tommy Robinson becomes Prime Minister. And they'll beat me own drum, but I've been saying this for the last 10 years and everybody's been laughing at me. And I know some of these are still laughing at me. But I do this for my daughter, you see. This is what you don't get. I'm not talking to my followers here. I'm talking about anybody who's just jumped on. I do this for my daughter. And I'm 55. I lost all the family I ever had. This was my mother when I was 8. Don't feel sorry for me because I'm all right. I promise you, I'm doing good. My mum's never really left me. But I was on my own from 8 years old. And I went through a pretty hard time. And I'm now 55. And, you know, on paper I look quite bad. So the reason why I'm here is for my daughter. I want my daughter to know the type of man her dad truly was, who he could have been if he hadn't have been put in the care at 8 under a Labour government. Because that's why the bad things were happening to us kids back in the 80s and the 70s because of the Labour government. That's why it stopped when Thatcher got in, because she was a woman. You know the score, guys. I do this for my daughter. And my daughter's going to look back on this one day and go, wow, my dad was well ahead of everybody. Listen, guys, thank you all so much for following me. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so, so much for buying me a coffee from the heart, from me and Katie. And come here, Philip. I can do stuff and buy me a coffee. I can leave messages. I can talk to you privately. And I think I can do videos, which is very good. Now, I need to work out exactly how far I can go with my videos and buy me a coffee. I need to find that out. But it might be a really good outlet for me to talk about stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. And another thing I want to say is, if you are going to buy me a coffee, please leave me a comment. And if you'd like me to talk about something, if there's something that you're interested in, or something you're not sure about, and you would like me to talk about it, please, Billy, come here. Come here, girl. Oof, I can smell the rain. Come here. I will do a video, a full video, 20, half an hour, if I can, of let's get out of here. Don't want to stick anybody in, guys. I'm going to keep this close to me so nobody can see where I am. So I will do a video of your choosing, of something that you want me to do. Just leave me a message, buy me a coffee, and I'll do that for you. Anything at all. Just leave me a message. Anything you want to know. Billy, come here. I'll sort that. I'm going to go because it's getting a bit mental. All my love. God bless. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to throw this in at the end here. Sorry, Billy. Come on, Billy. Here we go. Come on, girl. Come on. Just going to throw this in the end. I am going to put on the thumbnail the title. I'm going to call it Tommy's Trauma. I'm not going to say Tommy Robinson. I'm just going to write Tommy's Trauma in prison because I think it's important. I know you know I'm not a clickbaiter. I'm not doing this like that. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. You know, not everybody is the same. Not all supporters of mine are the same. Some are good, some are bad. Just like Tommy Robinson supporters. Some are good, some are bad. Some are mental. Some are, extremely no rate. And, but that's across the board with everybody, you know. I know right, you know what I mean? I don't mean that bad way. It's just that, you know, they can come on here and like me, and then all of a sudden I say something, talk about Muslims that are, you know, because I like Muslims, or I talk about something that they just don't get their head, they can't get their heads around, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Belfast, I'm a loyalist, I'm a royalist, I'm all this, that and the other, and why am I talking about Catholics like that? Why am I talking about respecting the hunger strikers? Why am I talking about like Muslims are okay, you know? And then I get the hate. And then I imagine they spew the hate around them, the people around them, to I don't know why. I don't understand people, so I don't completely. Every time I think I do, somebody comes along and totally destroys it for me. And that's the way life is. But listen, guys, I'm definitely away this time. God bless you all.